I'm here to talk about women leaders in churches, right? How do I feel? Well, we'll take a Joyce Myers, right? She, her big part of her ministry is that her earthly dad molested her. So she has a giant axe against what you would think child molester. She has a conviction axe. Now, she in her ministry has there's goods and bads. With her ministry, she often talked about her earthly dad and her being violated by her earthly dad. And there's many aspects of it. There's many truths in the situation. She talked about when she was doing Bible study that indeed she, well, kind of like me, maybe I don't have Daisy Dukes on like Joyce Myers used to wear, but in fact smoking cigarettes is what she would do while teaching about the gospel at Bible study. Now, as we all should know that we all sin and fallen short of the glory of God. That includes Joyce, that when as she often talks about being victim of sexual sin, and in fact, she perpetuated it by wearing Daisy Dukes. Now, I like a lot of who Joyce is. I seen stories about, Joyce having a struggle with God, looking at the mailbox, wanting viewers or sheep to lead, and looking at her numbers and arguing with God about it. I recall that she had a latte just the way she liked it, and a homeless man asked for it, and she felt tested. Well, I think she passed the test and gave it to him. Well, I do love Joyce Myers. I understand that she had, they claimed that she had breast cancer and cut her breasts. I hate breast cancer. I hate what it does to a marriage. And Joyce Myers talked about that she read in the Bible that women are to stay silent in church and blah, blah, blah. I think that's about embarrassing. The culture back then as women, I believe in my faith that in fact women would try to act so wise with their husbands, to rule their husbands, to be the head of their husbands. Now, some women were smarter than their husbands, and in fact, they would ask questions in church to embarrass their husbands into submission into their intellect. And Paul seen it and said, "Shut up, woman." In other words, don't embarrass your husband. Shut the hell up. Now, with Joyce Ministries, Joyce Meyer Ministries, I in fact made a vow that I liked a lot of her teachings, but I one day decided that when she came out and she said, "Look, my husband allows me to preach. It's his ministry." I love that. That fits my faith, that her husband is in charge, but he allows her to teach because she's good at teaching, right? So, the thing that I had a problem with is the one thing that's why I made a vow not to watch her, not because I think she's evil or bad ministry or whatever. She had a lot of good paradigms that I seen in her ministry. But the fact is that it's Joyce Meyers' ministry, but it's not her husband's. She proclaimed, it's my husband's ministry. Well, then why is your name on it? Why wouldn't it be your husband's name with teacher Joyce Meyers? So if she in fact changes her ministry's name to her husband's name, Mr. Meyers, and then with teacher Joyce Meyers, and then in fact I am allowed in my faith to watch her again.